name is Grace Moyd, and I'm the Executive Director of Thrive Global Project. Thrive Global Project is a nonprofit 501c3 that provides educational resources to students across the globe. Now, I'm sure you're tuning into this workshop because you received a postcard to direct you to this link to dive deeper into your resource-filled workshop and workbooks. We are so excited to have you here. Now, this workshop is specifically for students and parents. So we are so excited to introduce you to your expert-led workshop leader, Annie Makala. Annie Makala is based in California. She's been an educator her entire career, and we are so excited to have her as she dives deep into all of the resources that are within your backpack and how to best creatively use them at home. We hope that you utilize these resources with your parent and throughout your schoolwork. And we are so excited to have you here and learning more about how to better efficiently use all of the resources that have been provided to you within the Thrive backpack that you've received. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoy the workshop and so excited for you to learn further and dive deeper with Annie Makala.
Hello, everyone. I am Miss Mack. I am a Thrive Global Project board member and a lifelong educator. And I'm so excited to join you on the Thrive Global Project YouTube channel in order to share some fun tips about creative uses of the school supplies that you received in the Thrive Global Project backpacks. We all know that there is no better feeling than starting a school year or starting a new week with brand new, fresh school supplies. I would make sure that you have the opportunity to chat with your child about making a checklist for your school supplies. I always do that in the back of my notebook. So I reserve about 8 pages in the back of my notebook to be able to do a couple different things. And the first one is always to have a supplies checklist. And I write down both like all of the things that I think I'll need for school each day, but also I think about the ways in which supplies can be an indicator for starting the school day off on the right foot. So whether it's been a long weekend, you're coming back after summer, there's all sorts of ways in which students are navigating a lot of different changes, and just having that checklist. Okay, do you have your pencils? Check. Do you have your glue stick? Check. Do you have your ruler? Check. Do you have your erasers? Check. You got your notebook because your supply list is in your notebook. Gets kids into the mindset of being in school mode, but it also makes them feel really good that they're showing up for class, whether it's virtual, whether it's an assignment they're doing on their own, with all the supplies that they need. And those are all indicators that, the school day is starting and I am ready to go. I also put at the bottom of the supply checklist, I have students write a few goals that they have for themselves. And it might be a goal for the year, for the week. It might be a personal goal. It might be something that is a goal of the entire class. The goals that we chose this year in my class were be kind, be curious, take a risk, and be your best. One of the students said, we also need to add be flexible because it's 2020. And I agreed, being flexible is going to be a big part of our 2020 experience. So definitely add that. I also think reserving a couple pages in the back of your notebook, whether it's lined or blank, is a great way to inspire creativity with specific prompts. So one thing that we do is we create on Wednesday about 15 minutes during our morning circle, but it's something that I also do with children that I'm meeting with one-on-one. It's something you could do around the dinner table. It's called What Are You Wondering Wednesday? And it's a chance for children to use their crayons and their pencils. They could even use their ruler if they want to make a wonder box of things that they've been wondering about for the week. And it might be really big things, like I wonder how deep the ocean is, or I wonder what the tallest mountain is. Or it could be really specific things. I wonder who got to name the street we live on. I wonder why fish don't have eyelashes, was one of the questions one of my 3rd grade students asked last week. The goal of the Wonder page is to use both illustrations, but also sentences and words to remind children that the things that they're thinking about really matter. And there's opportunity to dive deeper into some of their wonders. We oftentimes either have older students or siblings take a wonder and turn it into a mini lesson, or it gives us insight into the fact that maybe the student is really interested in the ocean. because a lot of the things that they're wondering about have to do with the ocean and the sea. So those are all great tools and tips for Wonder Wednesday. Sometimes we call it What If Wednesday. So it's students get to ask any kind of what if questions that they want. Another great page that we always make sure we have in the back of our notebooks, and I always try to do it with really colorful crayons. This one was made with 2 complementary colors, is our gratitude page. And sometimes we have children at the beginning of the school year or on a Monday, we always start with a gratitude list. 3 things that you're grateful for this week. It can be drawings, it can be words, it can be sentences, but always starting off the week or the school year or the month with gratitude has been a great practice for me personally. I love doing this. It reminds me of all of the things that I'm really grateful for in my life, but it also is a nice way to recognize people in my life. So I often say on Mondays, I'm so grateful to be your teacher. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you. I'm grateful to my students. I'm grateful to my fellow educators, and I'm grateful to your parents who are working so hard to make school happen for all of us, and to children that are working so hard despite all of the changes to make school work. So gratitude journal, 1 page, maybe you need 10 pages by the end of the year. That would be a really great problem to have. The next thing that we do is we always try to make time for a book review page. And sometimes for our younger children, we use the scissors and glue stick to create what we call a book monster. And they're just little circles. You can cut them out of construction paper, and you write the title of the book and the author. And in your journal, or sometimes we put them up around our house, we just tape these little circles. They're kind of like the body of a worm. And the more books you read, the longer your worm becomes. And it's also a good reminder to kids of all the books that they're reading throughout the year. They can draw a picture. We just read this morning one of my absolute favorite picture books, Here and Now. And then we had students try to find a symbol, something that they didn't know how to draw yet, and learn how to draw it. So somebody chose, it was a really great example, somebody chose the airplane, and they wanted to be able to learn how to draw an airplane. But this book has such great illustrations and such great symbols that, and another page using the crayons, I love to get creative learning, how to draw images or shapes or things that can be hard if you don't have practice. And take it from someone like me, who I would not consider myself a great artist. I do consider myself very creative and resourceful. So I looked up on YouTube or on Vimeo a couple how to draw, and I knew that I would be teaching a lesson on locomotives. So I learned how to draw a couple of these locomotives just with some practice. Step 1, step 2, step 3, you can begin to see some of the shapes that were part of my drawing. So we also talked with my students about using things that we already know how to draw to create something different. Whether that's a triangle, whether that's a half circle, whether that's a straight line. It's really great when students feel empowered that they already know how to do something and they just need to learn how to combine different things like shapes to create that kind of opportunity and that kind of drawing. So we have book reviews, we have gratitude pages. The last thing I wanted to share was our dream journal. And I encourage students to have a dream journal, especially now. They're oftentimes going from, waking up straight into class. They don't have the transition time of walking or driving or taking the bus to school. And so making space for them to process, the moment they woke up, talking about what they've had for breakfast. Maybe they draw what they have for breakfast, but always making space to draw your dreams or draw your feelings. You could use words, but we encourage students to use all the colors in their crayon box, every single one, to draw a dream or a feeling they've recently had. And then we have them share that with a teacher or a classmate or a parent. And it's a way to get both the imaginative, creative juices flowing in your brain, but also a way to process some of the things you've been thinking about and feeling over the past couple nights or weeks. And to do that through drawing is a great outlet. And it's also a great way to track if you're having the same dream over and over. There's always opportunity to continue to deepen our understanding of what that means, and think about maybe different books you could read or different ideas you might have. The last thing that I would share is, if you are someone like me who likes magazines, glue stick, magazine, scissors, and a blank piece of paper makes for so much fun with collage art. Collage is really just about taking things that already exist, ripping paper up, creating something new. And I use both crayons and little pieces of magazine or construction paper to create collages of things like a fish underwater. If we read the book A Rainbow Fish, then we collage together. Or, you know, maybe you do this as a project before dinner time. You're going to collage your meal. So there's all sorts of great ways to continue to use all of those school supplies. Be creative, but also just take time to feel really excited about starting the school year off with brand new school supplies and lots of opportunity for creativity and imaginative thinking. Thanks so much for joining us today. I look forward to sharing more ideas in the future.
How amazing were those workshops? Thank you all for tuning in. We are so excited that you're here, and we are rooting you on as you dive deeper into your education, as well as the resources that are provided to you by the Thrive Backpack. Now, if you are looking for more ways to stay connected, continue to check in on our website at www.thriveglobalproject.org. Also, if you have a minute, we would be so incredibly thankful if you could take the survey below so we can get amazing feedback as we continue to fine-tune the resources in our backpacks, as well as these expert-led workshops. Thank you so much.